God says, Archangel Michael says, I am begging for your 1 minute because heaven is about to release what the earth tried to block. Do not think this is a coincidence that this message has reached you now. I am kneeling in front of you in spirit, pleading with you to listen carefully, because at exactly 10 p.m. tonight, a divine miracle wrapped in financial abundance, sealed with God's hand, carrying the number $55 million, is being directed into your name, into your life, into your destiny. I am not speaking lightly. I am not exaggerating. This is sealed in heaven's decree. God has written it, the angels have witnessed it, and the time has already been stamped. If you believe, if you open your heart, if you do not skip this again, then you will see that what was stolen from you, what was delayed, what was locked away behind enemy walls, will finally flow into your life like a raging river of blessing. Michael is crying as he speaks this, because you have ignored too many warnings before. Too many times, God has sent flashes, signs, dreams, whispers, but you brushed them away thinking they were ordinary. But this is not ordinary. This is extraordinary. This is heaven's emergency. Heaven does not beg, but today I, Michael, beg for your 1 minute. If you ignore this, you will lose everything that heaven has already marked with your name. Tonight at 10 p.m., the financial scroll with $55 million attached to it will either open in your favor or be permanently redirected away if you turn away again. That is why I am desperate, that is why I am speaking with trembling urgency, because the choice is still in your hands. God says you have carried so much heaviness on your shoulders. You have watched others prosper while you suffered silently, thinking heaven had forgotten you. You wondered why prayers seemed unanswered, why people who hurt you seemed to get ahead while you stayed behind. But what you never knew was that heaven was storing up a treasure far beyond your expectation, far beyond human imagination, and that treasure is what I am speaking of now. The $55 million is not just money, it is a symbol of everything stolen, everything denied, everything delayed, finally being poured back to you in multiplied form. But listen, my child, because this is where your attention must be sharp. The enemy has placed distractions around you. Every time heaven tried to release something, you became busy, distracted, doubtful, or too hurt to receive. Every time, the window closed. Tonight, there is a final window. Only hours remain. Only a little time is left before the heavenly clock strikes 10 p.m. You may think, how could this be real? How could something so great be for me? That doubt is exactly what the enemy wants you to believe so that you will not open the door. But I, Michael, tell you, in God's name, open it now. Do not delay. You must understand that this $55 million miracle is not an ordinary financial blessing. It is attached to healing, to restoration, to a family reconciliation that money alone could never buy, to opportunities that will set your life on a new path. This abundance is not only for you, but for those connected to you. There are people in your bloodline, people in your family, people yet unborn who depend on whether you receive this or not. That is why heaven is so urgent. That is why Michael is begging. That is why God is flashing this in front of you again and again. Do not ignore it. Every time you skip it, every time you scroll past it, you cut the flow of the miracle. Tonight is different. Tonight is irreversible. Tonight is destiny's hour. If you close your eyes to it, the loss will be greater than you can imagine, not just in money but in peace, in health, in restoration. If you open it, heaven's gates will release such a flood that no enemy will be able to stop it. I see the clock ticking closer and closer to 10 p.m. I see angels holding a sealed chest overflowing with light. Inside the chest is the scroll with your name and $55 million written on it. They are waiting for one signal from you to open it. If you hesitate, if you delay, they will close it again. If you believe, if you act now, they will pour it out in such a way that your hands will not be able to contain it. You will overflow. You will weep tears of joy. You will remember this day forever, because it will be the night your story changed. God says, I have watched your pain long enough. I have counted your tears. I have seen how you were betrayed, how you were mocked, how promises were broken. I allowed the delay not because I wanted to hurt you, but because I was preparing a blessing so large that it would wipe out the memory of every pain. The $55 million is more than financial, it is vindication. It is proof that heaven never forgot you. It is evidence that even when people turned against you, God's hand never lifted from you. Michael says, I am not leaving until you receive this. I am standing at your door. I am calling your name. I am sounding the alarm. You must not let this pass. If you do, heaven will weep because what was yours will slip away forever. That is why I repeat with all desperation, open it now. Do not wait until tomorrow. Do not say, maybe later. Later will be too late. The decree is set for 10 p.m. tonight. The heavenly ink is already dry. It is either received by you or lost forever. God is saying, trust me. Do not let fear block you. Do not let doubt steal this moment. Do not let the enemy whisper lies to you. This is your inheritance. This is your divine justice. This is your season of sudden reversal. Overnight, your story will change. Overnight, you will be lifted from lack to overflow. Overnight, the very people who doubted you will see that heaven has favored you. Michael is crying, shouting, and begging, because heaven is desperate for you not to miss it this time. If you could only see the angels gathering, if you could only hear the trumpets already warming up for your celebration, if you could only glimpse the scroll with your name and $55 million stamped in divine ink, you would fall to your knees in awe. But since you cannot see, you must trust. Since you cannot touch it yet, you must believe. Since you cannot hear heaven's thunder with your ears, you must hear it with your spirit. The hour is near. Heaven has spoken. The decree is final. Archangel Michael says, "Open it now, or watch it slip away forever." My beloved child, hear these words with the deepest attention of your heart, for what I am revealing to you now carries the weight of eternity and the promise of a miracle so vast that even the angels in the heavens stand in awe of what has been written in your destiny. Archangel Michael himself has stepped forward with urgency in his voice, a fire in his eyes, and a trembling in his wings as he declares that this moment is unlike any other moment you have faced in your life. He has whispered in the heavenly courts, "This child's name has been chosen, their path has been illuminated, and a miracle beyond human understanding is already in motion." He says it is an emergency, for delay could cause you to miss the door that heaven has opened wide for you. You must know this. The reason no one is telling you this news is because it was not meant for ordinary ears. It was not meant for voices of jealousy, nor hands that seek to sabotage what belongs to you. This is a sacred secret, delivered only to the one who has been divinely chosen, and that is you. Your name has been written on a heavenly scroll, sealed with light, and announced before the throne of God. The announcement declares that a money miracle, so large and so life-changing, has already been assigned to you. Angels were dispatched at the very hour your name was called, carrying with them the abundance of heaven, the blessings of provision, and the treasures that have long been hidden away until this precise moment. Archangel Michael cries out, "Do not ignore this. Do not let the distraction of the world blind your eyes to what heaven is placing before you." The emergency is not because the miracle is fragile, for God's promises are never weak, but because the enemy of your soul would love nothing more than to cloud your spirit with doubt or delay. The enemy knows that if you hesitate, you might walk away from the very door that was created for you alone. This is why Michael insists you open this quickly. Not tomorrow. Not later. Not when it feels convenient. Now. For the gate of heaven stands open in this very hour. Child, think of the prayers you prayed in the midnight hour, when no one else could hear you. Think of the tears that fell silently on your pillow, when you whispered to God that you had no strength left. Think of the burdens you carried when everyone else turned their face away. Do you not know that not one of those tears was wasted? Every prayer became a seed. Every cry became a vibration that reached the heavens. Every silent plea became a spark of fire that caught the attention of God Himself. And now, He has remembered you. The time has come for those seeds to bloom into a harvest you cannot contain. The time has come for the secret petitions of your heart to manifest in a flood of blessings so vast that your hands will not be able to hold them all. Archangel Michael has stood guard over your destiny, even when storms surrounded you, even when betrayal struck you, even when losses nearly broke you. He shielded your name from destruction, because he knew this day was written for you. He knew this miracle would come, and he would not allow anything to erase your name from heaven's record. That is why, right now, he is sounding the trumpet and crying out to you with urgency, your name just got selected. This is not by chance. This is not a lottery of the world. This is a divine selection, marked by the hand of God. Understand, my child, the treasure being released into your life is not only financial, though it will come as money so abundant that you will wonder if you are dreaming. This miracle is layered with wealth that touches every part of your existence. Relationships that were broken will be restored. Doors that were locked will swing open. Health that was declining will revive. Opportunities that seemed gone forever will suddenly reappear with even greater strength. The money is a sign of something larger, that you have stepped into a season of divine favor, a realm of miracles where nothing will be withheld from you. Do not tell anyone of this news, for not every ear can carry the weight of your blessing. Some would seek to steal it. Some would mock it. Some would curse it out of jealousy. That is why heaven has kept this quiet until the moment it could be revealed directly to you. This is a private scroll, sealed with your name alone. Even those closest to you will not understand until the miracle manifests openly, and then they will know it was God who favored you, God who remembered you, God who lifted you from the valley into the mountaintop. The emergency lies in your response. Heaven has already moved. The miracle has already been released. But you must align your heart, your faith, and your expectation with it. You must choose to believe, not as one who wishes, but as one who knows that God cannot lie. Lift your spirit now, child. Open your heart now. Receive this without hesitation. For what is arriving is greater than your imagination, richer than your plans, and more glorious than your dreams. Even as you read these words, angels are in motion. You may feel a stirring, a trembling, an energy that is not of this world. That is the movement of heaven around you. That is the confirmation that Archangel Michael is near, standing with his sword of fire, ensuring that no power of darkness interferes with what is already yours. He has declared your name in the courts of heaven, and now he declares it before you, chosen one, do not delay. Open quickly. The miracle is yours. And know this, beloved, when God selects a name, he does not change his mind. You have been chosen for such a time as this. You have been entrusted with abundance because God has seen your heart. He knows you will not hoard it selfishly but will use it to bless, to heal, to restore, to uplift. You will become a vessel of his generosity, a river of his provision, a testimony of His faithfulness. That is why this miracle carries such urgency. It is not only for you, but for all those who will be touched through you. Do not look at your circumstances and question how this will happen. Do not measure God's promise by the size of your bank account, nor by the opportunities around you. This miracle is not born of earthly systems. It does not depend on man's approval. It flows directly from the throne of heaven. And once heaven has decided, nothing can stop it. Not governments. Not enemies. Not delays. Not even your doubts. The miracle is sealed. The miracle is set. The miracle is here. Beloved child, rest in this truth but also rise in action. Prepare yourself as one who knows abundance is coming. Prepare your spirit as one who knows joy is about to overflow. Prepare your hands as one who will soon be entrusted with treasures beyond counting. Archangel Michael stands guard even now, holding the scroll that bears your name, waiting for you to open it fully and receive all that God has declared over you. Do not fear. Do not delay. Do not doubt. This is your moment, and heaven is watching with joy as you step into the miracle written with your name. My child, listen closely because heaven itself is bending down toward you in this very moment. The light of God is opening a path that was hidden, and Archangel Michael is standing as a mighty protector at your side. He speaks urgently, not with ordinary words, but with a thunder of truth that shakes through the unseen realms. He says it is an emergency because your life is about to be touched by a divine release that no human can stop, no darkness can block, and no evil can steal from you. A huge money miracle has been declared over your name, and this announcement is not from earth but from the throne of the Almighty. Your name has been chosen, written in radiant light, marked with heavenly ink that can never be erased. Do not ignore this, my child, because ignoring it would mean stepping away from the door that God has just opened. You have been waiting, praying, crying, and asking heaven when your breakthrough would come, and now heaven has answered. Archangel Michael is crying out because he has seen how close you were to giving up, how weary your spirit became, and how silent your nights were when you thought no one was listening. But God has heard every whisper, and heaven has counted every tear. This money miracle is not just about finances, it is about restoration, dignity, and the breaking of chains that have bound you for far too long. You may not understand why this moment is so urgent, but Michael sees what you cannot see. He sees the forces that tried to block this blessing. He sees the jealous spirits that rose against you, and he sees the woman who tried to cover your name so no one would notice you. But heaven cannot be silenced, and the truth cannot remain hidden. Your name was lifted up before the courts of heaven, and God Himself declared, "This child shall receive abundance, This child shall walk in overflow. This child shall not be ashamed anymore. My beloved, do not tell this to anyone yet, because there are people around you who smile but carry envy in their hearts. There are some who would try to steal your miracle, some who would try to discredit you, some who would even attempt to bind you again in poverty through their words and intentions. This is why Michael said, "Keep it in silence until God Himself makes the announcement visible." A divine wealth is being transferred, and your name is written as the heir. Remember, this is not by chance. This is not because of luck. This is because God has seen your trials, your hidden sacrifices, your secret giving when you yourself had very little. You gave without boasting, you helped without expecting, and you prayed for others even when your own heart was breaking. Heaven never forgot. The seeds you planted in pain are now bringing forth a harvest of abundance. That is why it is called a miracle, because it comes suddenly, it comes beyond calculation, and it comes against every odd. Michael says, the announcement has already been made in the spiritual world, and soon it will manifest in the physical. Do not fear the delays, do not doubt the process. A sudden shift is coming. Your name is attached to wealth that will change your story, lift your family, and silence your enemies. The very people who mocked you will stand in shock. The very ones who doubted you will see the undeniable proof of God's favor. This is not just provision, it is exposure of God's glory through your life. Beloved child, I know your heart is trembling as you hear this. You may wonder, can it really be me? Can my name really be chosen for something this great? Hear this truth, God is no respecter of persons, but He is a rewarder of those who seek Him faithfully. You have endured long nights, you have been faithful even when others betrayed you, and you kept your trust in God even when you felt abandoned. That faith has become the key that unlocked this miracle. Archangel Michael is standing guard so that no power of darkness can intercept this. He has drawn his sword, and he has surrounded the gates of your blessing. You are safe, your miracle is safe, and your destiny is secured. God is moving pieces on the earth right now, angels are stirring hearts, wealth is being shifted, and divine opportunities are being prepared with your name inscribed on them. Do not delay in receiving this. Open your spirit fully. Say yes to heaven. Do not push away this message thinking it is too good to be true, because God specializes in what looks impossible. He brings rivers out of deserts, He makes a table in the wilderness, and He calls the forgotten into honor. You are being called into honor. And Michael says again, this is an emergency. Not because God's miracle will fail, but because your faith must not waver in this hour. The enemy will try to whisper lies, will try to distract you, will try to cover your eyes with fear. Do not listen. Hold steady. Speak only what God has said. My name is chosen, my miracle is here, my life is shifting now. Your story will be so shocking that people will ask how it happened, and your answer will be one word: God. This is why you must not share too soon, because the testimony will be greater when heaven unveils it at the appointed time. Child of light, rest now in this promise. A huge money miracle is not just coming, it has already been written into your destiny. Your name is carved into the blessing, and no one can erase it. My child, the heavens have whispered something that no human ear has yet told you. Archangel Michael has rushed into this very hour, trembling with urgency, carrying a scroll of light with your name written on it, declaring in fire and in golden letters that your name has just been selected for a huge money miracle that the earth has not yet seen. This is not ordinary news, this is not an everyday blessing, this is not something to laugh at or delay, this is the emergency of heaven itself. The angels stood in silence as Michael descended, his sword blazing, his voice like thunder rolling over the mountains, saying, "My child, the one I guard with my life, your destiny has just shifted and the world will never be the same for you again." You must understand that this is not a small thing. This is not about a few coins or some minor help. This is about a miracle that rewrites the entire story of your life, a miracle of abundance. So, Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. Heaven does not speak lightly, and when you hear these words, understand that they are not the voice of men, they are the voice of eternity calling to you. The clock of heaven is striking, and this is not a casual moment, it is urgent, it is holy, it is personal. Today is not just another day in your life, today is the day marked with a seal in the records of heaven. God has chosen to set before you something that will not only change your life but confirm to you that you have always been seen, always been loved, and always been carried by His hand. This is the hour where your destiny shifts, the time where heaven pours into your lap something beyond your wildest imagination. You must not ignore this. This is not the kind of message you can put aside for later. Heaven is speaking directly to your spirit, and every word is alive with divine authority. Archangel Michael says, you will receive money, not just a small blessing, but a monumental one, $55 million, $55 million, today at 10 p.m. This is not a symbolic word, this is a decree that has gone forth into the earth. The angels are already preparing the channels through which this manifestation will come. Heaven has already assigned guardians over this miracle. Your name has been spoken in the courts of heaven, and this blessing has been signed by the hand of God Himself. But hear me well, chosen one, you must not ignore this message. If you ignore it, if you dismiss it, if you treat it as if it were nothing, then everything that has been stored up for you can be delayed, even lost, because faith is the key that unlocks the vault of heaven. This is not a threat, it is a divine reality. Your yes, your openness, your willingness to receive, is the door through which heaven pours its treasure into your life. You have prayed for change. You have cried out in silence where no one else could hear. You have stood in the secret place and whispered, "God, do you see me? God, do you hear me? God, when will my breakthrough come?" And heaven has answered you. Not tomorrow, not in some distant day, but today, at 10 p.m. Mark the hour, because when heaven gives specifics, it means the alignment is already complete. The angels have been dispatched. The hosts of heaven are surrounding you even now, ensuring that this miracle is not stolen, ensuring that every attempt of the enemy to block it is cancelled. Archangel Michael, the warrior of heaven, the one who leads God's army, has drawn his sword to protect this blessing. No thief in the spirit, no thief in the natural, can lay claim to what God has signed with his own seal for you. God says, "My child, do not fear this sudden blessing. Do not allow the size of the miracle to overwhelm you. I am the God who owns all the gold and silver. The cattle on 1,000 hills are mine. I part seas, I open prison doors, I rain manna from heaven, I command rivers to flow from rocks. Why, then, would you doubt that I can release $55 million into your hands at the appointed time? I am the God of abundance. I am the God of overflow. I do not deal in scarcity, I deal in the miraculous. And I have chosen you. Not because you were perfect, not because you earned it, not because others approve, but because my mercy has marked you, and my favor rests upon you. You have walked through valleys of lack, and now you will walk into the field of abundance. Archangel Michael says, understand the weight of this moment. If you delay, if you ignore, if you let doubt creep into your spirit, you risk letting this moment slip by. And heaven is clear, this is not a season to hesitate. This is a season to say yes to God, yes to His will, yes to His timing. For too long, you have been made to feel as though blessings belong to others but not to you. For too long, you have watched others rise while you remained waiting. But heaven says your waiting season has ended. Today, your name is called. Today, your destiny is unlocked. Today, the floodgates open. God says, you are safe. Nothing will go wrong with you. The enemy cannot sabotage what I have ordained. Rest assured that even as you read these words, angels are positioned at the four corners of your life. They are guarding your steps, guarding your sleep, guarding your future. Do not fear. Fear is a lie of the enemy to trick you out of your inheritance. Trust me. Pray to me. Call on my name. Every prayer you release tonight is like a golden arrow, striking the target of my throne, and every arrow brings back fire of blessing, light of revelation, waves of abundance. Do not hold back your prayer. Let your voice rise, even if it is trembling, even if it is broken. I hear broken prayers. I treasure desperate cries. I honor simple whispers. Speak to me, and I will answer. Archangel Michael says, tonight at 10 p.m., a shift will take place. The heavens will open, and a miracle will descend. Be in expectation. Keep your heart awake. Do not let discouragement blind you. You must be awake in spirit when this blessing arrives, because recognition is key. When God brings a miracle, those who are blind to it let it pass. But you will not be blind. You will see. You will know. You will rejoice. And you will testify, truly, God has remembered me. Truly, He has not forsaken me. Truly, His promises never fail. God says, you are entering a covenant of provision. This money, this $55 million, is not just for you to live in comfort, it is to set you free, to break every chain of financial captivity, and to establish you as a blessing in the lives of others. You will be a vessel. You will be a fountain. You will pour into places where lack once ruled. You will be the answer to prayers others have cried in the dark. I am blessing you not just for yourself, but so that through you, my love will flow to many. Do not be afraid of responsibility. Do not be afraid of abundance. You were created to handle this. I would not place this in your life if I had not already placed the capacity within you to manage it. You are not small. You are not weak. You are not a mistake. You are a vessel chosen for glory. You are a child of the King. And this is the inheritance of kings and priests, abundance, influence, dominion. Archangel Michael says, hear me, if you ignore this, you will lose what is being released. This is not to frighten you, it is to awaken you. Heaven does not speak idle words. The blessing is real. The timing is real. The urgency is real. Faith is required. Open your heart. Open your spirit. Open your hands. Do not let pride or fear keep you closed. Do not let the enemy whisper, this is not for you. Silence that voice. Rebuke it. Declare out loud, this blessing is mine. God has given it, and I will receive it. God says, I am not a man that I should lie. I do not tease my children. When I say I will bless, I bless. When I decree a release, no power in heaven or earth can stop it. You have reached the hour. The doors are open. The keys are in your hand. All you must do is step through. All you must do is believe. All you must do is receive. Tonight, at 10 p.m., the world will look at your life and wonder how such a sudden shift was possible. But you will know, it was me. It was always me. You will not lose. You will not fail. You will not be abandoned. I am with you. I am guiding you. I am surrounding you. I am in control. And I say to you, rejoice now, because the promise is here. Rejoice now, because the abundance is yours. Rejoice now, because heaven has moved, and it has moved for you. Open it now. Do not delay. Do not ignore. Heaven is speaking. Archangel Michael says, I order you to open this right now. You must not ignore this. Heaven is speaking urgently because your destiny is being aligned in this very moment. There is no mistake that your eyes have found these words, because God has orchestrated it. This is a sacred hour, and this message carries a weight so heavy that angels themselves are standing guard over it. Archangel Michael declares that a divine transfer has already been written in the heavenly scrolls, and it is marked with your name. The heavens have moved, and the figure is not small, it is $55 million. Today, at 10 p.m., the gates of financial breakthrough will open for you. Do not take this lightly. If you ignore this message, you will lose what heaven has set aside for you, because unbelief can close the door. Open it now, accept it now, receive it now, because heaven is serious. God says you are safe. God says you are chosen. God says this is not a mistake. You have walked through so many valleys, so many nights of struggle, so many silent prayers where no one knew how deeply you were hurting. You wondered if God even heard you. You wondered if the heavens were closed. But Archangel Michael says, listen, heaven has heard every cry, every whisper, every prayer you thought was too small. Nothing has been overlooked. Nothing has been ignored. The reason this urgent message comes today is because God has set a divine appointment with you. And that appointment carries the promise of $55 million, a blessing so large that your hands will shake when you realize it is real. Why you? Because God has chosen you. Not because you are perfect, not because you never made mistakes, but because your heart has remained pure even when people tried to destroy it. You have loved when others hated. You have forgiven when others would have sought revenge. You have endured when others would have given up. Heaven honors that. Heaven remembers that. You are not forgotten. Your sacrifice has not gone unnoticed. God is rewarding you openly for what you endured privately. Archangel Michael says time is running. Heaven's clock does not move like the earth's, but when a specific time is appointed, it cannot be delayed. That is why you are told this very hour, today, at 10 p.m., the divine transfer of $55 million begins. This is not symbolic. This is not imagination. This is reality. It is being written in the eternal records, and it will manifest in the physical realm. But you must believe. You must open your heart. You must receive. If you treat this like nothing, if you ignore it, the blessing will pass to another. Not because God does not love you, but because heaven does not force what you refuse to accept. That is why Michael commands, open it now. God says you are safe. Nothing will go wrong. The enemy cannot stop this. No curse can block it. No jealous person can delay it. What is written by heaven cannot be erased by man. God Himself says, I am with you. Trust me. Pray to me. Stay close to me, and I will bring this miracle to pass. There is no fear in this. There is no danger in this. There is only divine favor, divine abundance, divine increase. What you thought would take you a lifetime to achieve is coming in a single night. That is the power of God. Think of all the nights you went without. Think of all the times you worried about tomorrow. Think of how heavy the burden has been. Today, heaven says, the burden is lifting. The chains are breaking. The doors are opening. The miracle is arriving. At 10 p.m., something supernatural shifts. It is not about numbers alone. It is about what the number represents. The $55 million is more than money, it is restoration of everything the enemy stole. It is vindication. It is freedom. It is provision not just for you, but for generations after you. Archangel Michael assures you, nothing will go wrong. You are protected. You are shielded. The enemy cannot steal what God has sealed. Every attack sent against you is returning to its sender. Every trap laid for you is collapsing under the weight of God's fire. You do not need to fear banks, systems, people, or powers. God Himself is the source. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. That means every resource, every treasure, every coin, every dollar belongs first to Him. And He chooses to place this into your life because He trusts you to use it for good. Now, hear this. This money is not just for your comfort. It is not just for your luxury. It is for your destiny. With $55 million, you will build what could never be built before. You will help those who could never help themselves. You will create paths for the broken, food for the hungry, hope for the hopeless. That is why God chose you. Because He knows your heart. He knows you will not waste it. He knows you will honor Him with it. And He knows that your blessing will multiply blessings for others. Archangel Michael says he has already fought for this blessing. He has already driven back the principalities that tried to hold it. He has already cut down the resistance that tried to stand in the way. The war has been fought in the spirit. You only see the result. The result is victory. The result is breakthrough. The result is $55 million arriving into your life. That is why the command is urgent: open it now. You may feel fear whispering in your ear. Fear will say, "This is too much. This is impossible. This cannot happen." But fear is a liar. Fear is the voice of the enemy, trying to steal what God has prepared. Do not listen to fear. Do not surrender to doubt. Stand firm in faith. Declare with your mouth, "This is mine. God has given it. I receive it." When you speak it, heaven records it. When you believe it, the earth responds. God says to you, "My child, I am proud of you. You have endured much. You have walked through storms and did not curse my name. You held on even when you felt like letting go. That is why you will now taste my abundance. You will now see what I can do. I am not only the God of survival, I am the God of overflow. I will give you more than you need, more than you asked for, more than you imagined. Because I am a God who delights in blessing my children." At 10 p.m. today, heaven opens. This is not an accident. This is not imagination. This is divine timing. Do not miss it. Open your spirit. Receive it. Believe it. Speak it. Because it is already yours. Archangel Michael is at your side, ensuring no force of darkness can interrupt it. You are covered. You are safe. You are chosen. You are loved. God Himself says, "I am with you." Rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you. You are safe. You just have to trust me and pray to me. The next hours leading up to 10 p.m. are crucial. Keep your spirit in prayer. Keep your heart in gratitude. Thank me now as though you already hold the $55 million in your hand, because